Good morning. Welcome to 360 Strong Women. Today we're going to do a yin practice with different shapes. And most of the shapes are going to be for our hips. So yin for hips today. What we want to do is come into Sukhasana, our easy seated pose. Just sit right up on your sits bone. You can make a tight lotus if that's in your practice. If not, nice and loose. What serves your body best. You can use blocks if you need it, and we're going to use blocks and bolsters today. I'm sitting on a blanket. Yin, we hold the poses longer, get into what we call plastic tissue. So our joints, our ligaments, our joint systems, our ligaments, our tendons, and the cartilage, those plastic joints. And we want to do this in a cold environment. So whenever you're going to do a yin practice, make sure that you haven't already done cardio or hot yoga or power yoga. Start your yin very gently. It's very purposeful and gentle. And we want our body to be cold when we start to stretch into these joint systems. Otherwise, the muscles take over and you're just back working in the muscles again. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it away. I want to just get you grounded. So close your eyes, draw your eyes down your mat or close them. Begin to breathe in through your nose and exhale out through your nose. You can allow your hands to sit in your lap gently. You can bring your hands over your heart. Just listen for your breath. As you come to sit on your mat, begin to listen to the breath, the inhalations and the exhalations, the air coming in and going out. We start to recognize that we slow down. Our body becomes still, our mind becomes calm. And we begin to focus. And as we begin to focus, perhaps thoughts come rushing in. Allow them to come in. Acknowledge your thoughts. They won't go away. Just acknowledge it. I hear you. I see you, thought. And then place it outside your mat. Right now, I'm focused on my breath. I'm focused on this practice. I'm focused on serving my body well today. I'm focused on just being perfectly imperfect, not forcing things, finding the shapes that serve my body well for this moment. I make this intention to myself. And as you hear me say those words, I want you to repeat to yourself, I make this intention for myself to serve my body well, to focus on the practice, and to be purposeful and gentle with my body. Begin to flutter your eyes open if they were closed, and allow one more big deep breath in. Exhale that away. So I'm going to roll the shoulders, roll the elbows, take another big breath in. As I exhale, I'm going to twist open, just allowing a little bit of elongation of the spine and a twisting out, a rinsing out of the spine. Gently look towards your shoulder. Breathe in and out. And then come back to center. Breathe up again to the other side. As I inhale, I want to lengthen through the spine. As I exhale, twist it open. If you've been watching my yoga videos, you know this. If not, and you have stumbled into this yin practice, please like, subscribe, and share. Hit the button so that you can get all of the content, all of the workouts, all of the yoga. I'm going to lengthen out my legs and just put some fluid into them by pedaling them out. And then we're going to come into our first shape. So in yin practice, we call them shapes versus poses. And I want to do seated butterfly because remember, we're working into the hips. So the palms of my feet are going to come together, Pada Bandha foot lock. I want to pull the pit of my belly in and up, Uddiyana Bandha, and roll the shoulders down. Now, if you need blocks for stability, just put blocks up underneath you. Or if you want to hip hinge and you need blocks, hip hinge. Press the feet together, pull the belly in and up, apple under the chin, and just breathe with me. And as you breathe in and out, feel the sensations down into the hip joints. We're working that hip joint, that ball and socket joint. And all of the things around the hips, your hip flexors, your IT band, sciatic nerve, that low back and the QL. Last 15 seconds. And exhale that away. So we want to take a counter pose always when we come out of a yin shape. I want to sit up on my sits bones and maybe then internally rotate and tap my knees in just to feel what we call the release. You might feel a little sensation, some lactic acid. Just feel like that nice stretch just releasing from itself. So as we work around the hips, we're going to work always in different planes of motion. And this time I'm going to use a bolster. You can use blankets, you can use blocks. You don't have to use your bolster. I just want to show you how to use some of these tools. So we're going to go into our child's pose, tops of the feet, ground down, Pada Bandha, big toes touch. My hips are going to come wide to my mat because again, I'm working my hips. And I'm just going to lay across my bolster, bring my arms out, begin to breathe in. You can also place your arms up on blocks if you need to. You can work your neck joint by looking to one side and then the other side. Feel the tailbone release. One more breath in. Exhale it away. And we want to be very gentle with our body in yin. It's very purposeful. It's very gentle. It's a 2 to 5 minute hold on each pose. We're doing the basics today, but we're staying focused on our hips. And so the next one I want to do is downward facing dog. And I'm going to take my sits bones up to the ceiling. I'm going to look between my feet. I'm grounding down at my feet. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, heel. And there's space between my heel and my mat. Pull the pit of the belly in and up. You can pedal your dog out a little bit if you need to, just to open up the back of the legs. Almost there. One more breath in. And then side away. So I want to take a nice cat-cow as my counter pose. Really stretch the spine out, stretch the back. Notice that I'm not looking up, I'm looking straight out or to the end of my mat, not twerking or hyperextending my neck. And just stretching that all out. Roll the shoulders. We're going to be in dragon next, which is lizard. You can use blocks for this if you need to. So I'm going to bring my right foot up. I want my right foot to be stacked over my ankle. I'm going to do it sideways so you can see me. I'm going to tuck my back foot in the back, lengthen out my spine, and then just put my forearms on blocks because we're going to be holding this. Long and lean. You can be here. Notice that I'm not pushing on, I'm just using these as guides, right? I'm not pushing down and using them as stability. I'm using my legs as stability. Just remind yourself, you're not pushing into your arms. They should feel light. One more breath. And exhale that away. So my counter pose is going to be Ardha Hanumasana to stretch it out. Dorsiflex your foot. Breathe in and out. Now I'm going to come to sleeping swan on that same side, and then we'll do dragon and sleeping swan on the next side. instead of half pigeon, I'm going to do sleeping swan. So I want to tuck my leg in to my groin, just like this, but I want to be up on my hips. Hips over hips, hips stacked to the mat. So you can be here in your sleeping swan. This is actually awake swan, right? I'm not sleeping. Sleeping swan, I'm going to come long and lean and down. And you can put your head on a block if you need to. As you breathe in, lengthen through the body. As you exhale, allow the hips to balance themselves out by releasing equally on both sides. Exercise your lungs here. Breathe in until you can't get any more air in. And then exhale all that air away. Last breath. Exhale that away as you push out. And I'm going to lengthen my legs out and come into seated straddle pose. This is called dragonfly. And then we'll go to the other side. I just need this stretch. So you can, again, use your blocks. Flex your toes towards your knees. Softness in the knee joint. Keep breathing. One more breath in. Exhale that away. Everything is getting opened up. So dragon, dragon on the other side. And work this side for you. And again, you can use your blocks. Knee stacks over the ankle. Lengthen through, lengthen out. So I'm not dumping my shoulders. Remember that I'm not using my hands to put pressure on it. It's nice and light. I'm working into the legs. Got my belly pulled in and up. Nice and loose. Test it out. Make sure. One more breath in. Exhale that out. Come into my Ardha Hanumasana for my counter pose. Just to stretch it out. Then we're going to go into sleeping swan. Hips right on top of each other. Last breath in and out. I'm going to take my counter pose. You may go back to a little bit of a dragonfly if you need to. We've got one more variation hip opener for our yin. We're going to do frog. Yes, frog. So we're going to do one-legged frog first. You want to make sure that your ankle is safe. So I like to roll my mat up on the end to put my ankle joint on. My left leg's going to be straight and my right foot, my ankle is going to be turned out. So I'm going to make a frog leg this way and then lengthen out my other leg and lay down. Now you can use a bolster under you or blocks. Breathe into it. As you inhale and exhale, you're just allowing the hip just to stretch out. One more breath in. Exhale that away. So I'm gently going to lengthen out that leg and then come to the other side. Roll my mat. Just put some cushion out there for your leg, your hip flexor. Dorsiflex your foot. Working to the other side. And you want to feel your hip lay down on the mat so it's even. And you'll be able to tell a difference. So this hip doesn't want to lay down as much. It doesn't feel as comfortable on this side. You have to really breathe into that space. Focus in on the joint. Allow the stretch. And gently breathe in and out. Just allow the stretch. One more breath in. Then you can exhale that away. Gently move it. All right. Now, roll this back up. We want to do frog on both sides. So I'm going to realign my body. You may need a bolster up under you. It's okay. Frog is a hard one. So you may need space for your hips. And then just allow the stretch. Allow the hip flexors to open up. You're thinking about pressing your hips back as you exhale. Two more breaths in. Last breath in. Exhale it all away. And then gently come out of your frog the best way you know how. So you'll see me cringing because, oh, I can feel that. You may need to push back into a child's pose or into an embryo pose by putting your legs together, just curling up into a ball and allowing the stretch through the spine. And just allow the hips again to open up. And begin to Roll that all away. Extend your legs out. Sit up really nice and tall. Whew, you should feel that. Yes. Sit back here. Take a shoulder roll, an elbow roll. Big circle, big breath. Side body stretch. Up. Other side. Exhale that away. Come back to your Sukhasana. Look how nice and open your legs open up after doing hip work. Like they're just laying flat out there. I am long and tall and lean, and my legs are just like, that's how you should feel. Bring your hands over your heart. Close your eyes. Take a breath in. Exhale it away. Just take a moment here to thank yourself for showing up for this yin practice, these shapes that work into the hips to open them up. A little bit of practice every day can make us feel so much better. Bring your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take one more breath in. Exhale it away. Bring your thumb knuckles up to your forehead center. May the love and the light in me always honor, see, and appreciate the love and the light in each of you. We bow and we say namaste. Namaste. And with that, your hips are nice and open. You've done your yin practice for today. You can go ahead and marry this video with a meditation video and do some breathing or some more gentle stretch. That would be perfect. Don't forget to live your life 360. Like, subscribe, and share so that you don't miss out on the content, so that we can get you stretched all the way around your body. Until then, I'll see you next time.